Hey, welcome everybody to the 7 Minutes to Better Selling podcast. I am your host, Colin Lake. I am also the president and founder of Developing the Next Leaders. For those of you who are new to the show, Developing the Next Leaders is a business that is on this mission, this passionate mission to work with sales organizations, sales teams, and sales executives to truly love what they do, like in everything they do in their business or in their career. We recognize it's hard to love something you're doing when it's not rewarding or when it's like exceedingly challenging. It's difficult to love that. And so we've helped transform thousands and thousands of sales folks, hundreds of sales organizations to like dealing with their job to embracing and loving their career in sales. So I'm really excited about the show today. I have a 30 plus year friend, very, very, very good friend on with us. His name is Scott Crosston. So welcome, Scott.
Hey, Colin, how are you, buddy?
I'm doing great. So Scott has done, and he's going to tell you in a second, like how he gets to where he is today, but he has done some amazing things for some really, really big global organizations on branding. And so he is a brand strategist, not just for these global organizations, but he teaches people how to be better at branding themselves and telling their story. And Scott, before I turn it over to you to tell us like how you get to this wonderful place where you are today, I do need to say is Scott is somewhat responsible. He may tell you completely responsible for helping me graduate from college through his beautiful ability to tell stories. So thank you for that, Scott.
My pleasure. We've come a long way, haven't we?
That's true. That is true. So Scott, how do you get here? Like how do you get to where you are now?
Well, ironically, I fell in love with learning after graduating college. As you can personally attest, I may not have been the greatest student. I might have been better than you, but I was not the greatest student. But a few things happened very early on in my career that really fueled my passion for self-development. And that sort of opened doors throughout my career. First was understanding customer behavior. As you know, Colin, I had the great fortune to start my career as an intern at QVC. For those watching, QVC, known for decades as a home shopping channel, but I was fortunate to join the organization. It began the transformation from TV shopping channel to the global leader in video commerce. So I got on the train at exactly the right time. Early on in my career, within the first few years, I became a line producer. And this is essentially a combination of a TV producer and real-time sales analyst. Okay, so the show is happening 24/7, TV marketing platform in 100 million homes in the United States. And we're presenting products around the clock. So when we were presenting products with the hosts and product experts on air, in real time, we would have customer behavior data. So in a lot of ways, QVC this is a couple decades ago, QVC was ahead of the curve on that. So as I'm producing the show, we are saying, okay, this wonderful product, this brand and the features and the price and all that. In real time, I could see exactly how many people were calling our call centers to order the product. How many people were calling customer service because they had questions about the product. How many people were going to our website to order the product or to learn more about the product. So I was seeing all of this in real time. So the action reaction ceremony, if you will, of sales, I became in my DNA at a very early age. You hear the Malcolm Gladwell's 10,000 hours. Well, my 10,000 hours was producing over 10,000 hours of live television marketing in real time and seeing that action reaction customer behavior. So at a very early age, that became ingrained in me and fascinated me.
And that I did not know that. We've not had that discussion. So are you acting like, so like you're seeing these things like something's not the numbers aren't adding up, things aren't moving as like quickly as possible. You're saying, hey, let's change the direction of this to this, or let's
in real time. Correct. So when we say something or explain something or give an example or give a demonstration, we go from 50 people ordering the product to 5,000 ordering the product like that. Number two, as we're touching on, Colin, is the importance of storytelling. So I will never forget the first time I had, as a very young producer, early 20s, I had an opportunity to participate in host auditions. This is when hundreds and hundreds of people would come from all over to Westchester, Pennsylvania to audition to be a QVC host. And they would be lined up out the building through the parking lot, and every one of them with different backgrounds, sales backgrounds, media backgrounds, business backgrounds. And they would come into a room individually, and we would say, "You're going to sell us this pen." And we gave them a few minutes to gather their thoughts, and then you're up. And inevitably, the overwhelming majority would say, "Oh, this pencil, it's I love the color of it. And it's a good quality. It's a number 2 pencil. And while the eraser, good quality, and talking about features, benefits, features, benefits, features, benefits." And, of course, we were not necessarily wowed by that. And then someone would come in and say, and this is a true story, "This pencil is my connection with my grandchildren. This pencil allows me to share my thoughts, my feelings, my memories with my grandkids. We write letters to each other. We do drawings to each other. I can't wait to get their letters. They can't wait to get mine and write back." And went on this story. And, oh, by the way, yeah, it's great quality, and it never lets me down. Yeah. And of course, you're hired. Again, it was all about the story and what would resonate with the audience. And that was such an eye-opener to me as a young sales and marketing professional very early in my career, to see that the power of storytelling. So that was huge.
I'm going to give a wrap-up thought, and then I'm going to ask you to tell people how they can get in touch with you. So first thing is, plant your flag. What are you? Who are you? What truly is your superpower, as the way Scott said that? That's one. And then 2 is be consistent with that, and really, really, it's going to be hard from time to time, but really, really work hard to be consistent with that. And you have people like Scott Crosston and firms like Developing the Next Leaders that help you identify, here's what we believe is your best. And Scott, there's just very few who are better than Scott at doing this. Here's your superpower, and then here's how to be consistent with it going forward. So I think that's great, Scott. So Scott, how would people get in touch with you, post if they want to discuss this further?
The easiest is LinkedIn, of course, and maybe someone watching today who is not on LinkedIn, or is not active on LinkedIn, or hasn't been. Maybe it's fallen off as a priority. Maybe this can be your motivation to get back on LinkedIn.
Thanks so much for joining us, and good selling to all.